All right, I think we can get started. And those more people that will join can review the recording if they've missed anything. I see there's a hand up. Just a heads up before we really get started. Everybody is muted and camera is also switched off. Just so we finish the training and then towards the end we can switch on the mics and you can have your questions or your inquiries or your concerns later on. Because of time, we don't want to have any halts. Vanessa, can you just help me admit people?
Yeah.
All right. My name is Grace Kashivena, and I'll be conducting today's training session, which is managing cyber security attacks and incidences. That's the topic we'll look into today. On my team, I have Vanessa Maresh, who will be helping us admitting people and also looking into the chat of any questions and inquiries that there might be. And also Kathleen Kashilulwa, who's also another colleague of mine. All right, so on this slide, what slide can you see now? You can only see me. Should we suit? Can everybody confirm whether they can see my screen, my slides? With a thumbs up? Can everybody see my screen? Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for everyone joining on this call. On this slide, you can see what we call a wall of fame. So this is a badge, a gold badge, silver badge, and a bronze badge. So the gold badge is given to one who attends all 8-week sessions of ours. Then you get a gold badge. And also if you pass our test, because we at the end of every session, we do have a test. So if you pass the test, at the end, you will get 75% and more, you will get a gold badge. And the bronze badge is for 65%, if I'm not mistaken. And the bronze, the silver badge is 65%, the bronze is 50%. So yeah, that's just also for that. And you can use this for your social media platforms once you've completed all the 8 sessions, just for the fun of it. All right. On today's session, we'll be looking at the recap of last week's session. And then we'll be looking at, or the topics that we'll be looking at today is the worst case scenario. What is the worst case scenario that can happen to you? What is the worst kind of attack that could happen to you and how you can prevent yourself in future from experiencing such attacks, and how to know your weapons, how to build immunity, how to protect yourself on online platforms. And we'll be doing a quick activity and then a Q&A at the end. For the sake of last week's session, there is a poll on the screen right now. Vanessa, are you going to put it on? So this is the poll. We'll just look at the recap of last week and see how, if you attended all the other 2 sessions, what you understood so far. So if you can see a poll, even if you haven't attended last week's the last 2 sessions, you can also answer, test your knowledge on what it is you know with regards to which of this ensure a strong password. All right. You can just click on your answer and submit. All right. So far, so good. I'm getting a thumbs up from Vanessa. So in case of emergency, yes, in case of emergency, be cool as ice. That's just one of our phrases that we help you, just so you know what to do in cases of attacks. Looking at last week's recap, we spoke about personal information. When we speak of personal information, this is information that can identify you as an individual. Information like your name, your surname, your ID number, your date of birth, and so forth. So this is what considers as personal information, and that's what we looked into last week. And also why you cannot use personal information when you're creating your passwords. And then we spoke about teamwork. When you have faced an attack, phone a friend, inform a friend, or share your experiences with other people so that other people can also be aware of what's out there and how they can protect themselves. We also spoke about how to beware on social media. What are the things that you can do to protect yourself? What information are you sharing out there on your social media platforms? And then we spoke about passwords. What is considered a strong password? Usually to eight or longer characters is considered as a strong password, and you should include a symbol, a number, and letters in your passwords, and it should be 8 or more characters long. And then we spoke about links. We spoke about what is a legitimate link to click on and what is not a legitimate link to click on. We looked into how you can hover over a link. Instead of clicking on it, you just hover your mouse over it and see if the complete link of what is on there. And sometimes it might be a very uh, fake or false link, and then also that helps you not to be able to click on it. And we looked at the how how to look at letters instead. In fact, i- for example, if it's a link from a bank, if it's Standard Bank, instead of the A, criminals usually put an O. They just play around with letters. So we looked into that and how you can look into a complete link and see what is fake and what is not fake. And then we spoke about multi-factor authentication, which is an app that you can help to when logging into your platforms, how it can verify whether it is you by either using a biometric, a face recognition, or a PIN. And then we spoke about if it is too good to be true, then it probably is. It's highly unlikely that you have won money from a prince from Nigeria and you are here in Namibia. So those are the things that you need to look into. If it is too good to be true, it is. And then criminals usually want you to be urgent or to have a sense of urgency when they want something from you, and they usually want you to wire money. So these are the things that you'd also look into, and those are the things that we spoke about in last week's session. Another of our famous phrases is "You are the last line of defense." There's only so much we can do with our training session. At the end of the day, the work lies with you. You are your last line of defense. You're the only one who can help yourself or help protect yourself in cases of attacks. All right, now we're going to look into. Oh, sorry about that. So our first video, we'll be looking into 5 hacks or 5 security tips from a hacker. This is a former hacker who's giving us tips on what to look out for. So let me just reshare my screen on that video. Actually, before we get started with that video, there's a video of the Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. She just has a quick address that she usually shares with the public when we get started with our cybersecurity session. So let me just start with that first before we proceed with any other video. My apologies for that. Forgot to include sound. I think that the internet is a bit wonky today also.
With the evolution of information communication technologies, Namibia as a developing country is no exception to cyber attacks and cybercrime. The growing cyber attacks jeopardize the purpose of digital participation and connectivity, as well as the integrity of Namibia's critical infrastructure. The Namibian government seeks to build a cyber-resilient nation. Hence, in line with cabinet endorsement, the Ministry of Information Communication Technology developed the National Cybersecurity Strategy and Awareness-Raising Plan. The purpose of the awareness creation is to empower the nation's citizens with the knowledge and skills to make informed decisions when faced with potential cybercriminal activities, whether in general or at the workplace. The national document is a step towards building cybersecurity resilience and digital security to enable an innovative Namibia and attainment of social and economic growth. With this plan, the nation is prepared to respond effectively to the threats or attacks on network systems and services. Namibia will reap benefits and economic opportunities presented by the use of ICTs on the condition that the country's citizens are ready, capable, and vigilant against the threats that include phishing attacks, ransomware, cyberbullying, and child online vulnerability. The National Cybersecurity Strategy and Awareness-Raising Plan helps to safeguard the citizens' privacy, educate and create awareness to safeguard the national critical information infrastructure, as well as ensure collaboration on cybersecurity to continuously improve the safety of vulnerable groups in the cyberspace. The scourge of cybercrime has the potential to negatively impact the nation's ability to achieve its developmental objectives. Namibia has encountered a rise in incidents of misuse of available internet platforms by criminals to carry out cyber attacks. These growing cyber threats disturb the purpose of digital participation and connectivity, as well as the integrity of our national critical information infrastructure. It is for these reasons that the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, in collaboration with South Essential Information Technology, is hosting a series of awareness creation sessions for the Namibian nation. I therefore urge you all to join the Ministry and South Essential's efforts to participate in these sessions in order to be equipped with the necessary skills in order to be safe on the internet, protect our nation's critical infrastructure, and make informed decisions should you fall victim or help those who fall victims to cyber attacks.
Cloud service provider. All right, so that was just an address by the Deputy Minister. South Essential IT and Ministry of Information and Communication Technology has signed an MOU with regards to cybersecurity, and we have been conducting cybersecurity awareness session trainings for the past few months. So hence why she had to address that, or had to address us that way. All right, so I'll just go back to my slides now. I see there's a few hands up. If you're having troubles hearing the sound, it could be a problem from your side, or it could be the internet slow. The internet is slow. And if I'm not able to get to you, please just write something in the chat, then Vanessa will get back to you. You know, just because of time, we would like to proceed with the training. And also we will be sharing the recording with everyone. In case you've missed something, you can go back to the recording and review what it is you have missed. All right. Now in our next session, we will be looking at also the video that I spoke about earlier, which is the 5 security tips from a former hacker. So these are just a few tips they would give you on how to protect yourself from not being hacked. The internet on my side is also a bit bad. I'm really sorry about the delay. Oof.
Otherwise, Grace, if there's really a massive delay with the video, what we can. Oh, no, it's coming. It's coming. Sorry.
Yes, I just also wanted to ask you, are there any questions in the chat? Because I see a few hands were up.
No, there weren't. Volume, please. I have confirmed earlier that with the rest of the people attending that the volume was okay. Grace, if you can go to max volume on your side, but if the volume is still then bad, then it means it's on your device's side or it's internet, possibly. So, like Grace said, we will do a recording and post it. I'm putting the links to where you can find it in the chat box.
All right, thank you very much.
Bot is probably one of the most accurate portrayals of what hackers can actively do. If you're interested in hacking and don't understand a lot of this, the TV show itself actually employs hackers to work on the show to depict real life hacks that could happen in real life. And it's a very, very accurate portrayal of everything that we see in today, from being able to hack smartphones to getting access to a big corporation and being able to bring them to their knees from a cyber perspective. So what's the top 5 things that you can do to make yourself more secure both at your business and your home? Number 1, use two-factor authentication or two-step verification everywhere that you can. Your banking systems, Twitter, Facebook, all support the ability for you to enable an additional security feature that you may not know. If you go to your settings, it's in there. You can enable it, and every time that you log in, it'll register your computer, and you can then get a text message to go into that system as a second form of verification. And why that's important is because if a hacker gets access to your password, they still have to have access to your phone to get access to your account. That's really important by enabling that specific security step. Probably number 1. Number 2, don't use the same password everywhere. I know it's hard, but using the same password everywhere is one of probably the easiest ways that we break in as hackers. So if you have the same Twitter password as your same banking information, those are things that can get you in some serious trouble. Number 3, make sure that you stay up to date. Those security patches. Every time you have a Windows update that says, hey, I need to update your computer, it's usually to fix a known attack that hackers have figured out to get access to your computer. So keep up to date. Whether you're using a Mac, they aren't impervious to attack, or using Windows, same thing, update your systems. That's the most important thing. Always keep up to date with what you're having out there. Same thing for third-party applications. If you're using Java, Adobe, PDFs, Office documents, those are all things that you want to keep up to date, and that makes it much harder for us as hackers to break into your system. Number 4, social media. Be careful with how much information you actually put online. We as attackers can look at that, look at what you do, your spending habits, what you might be doing from a day-to-day perspective, going and buying Starbucks at a certain location. Those are all things that we can use to identify when you're going to be out of the country or when you're going to be at a business meeting. We can use that as a method to attack you. One of the main things that we do as hackers, especially when it comes to social engineering, is we create a sense of urgency, something that you're familiar with, but you have to take action upon. So let's just say, for example, I'm a Verizon customer and I have an Amazon package that's getting delivered. Well, if I, as an attacker, know an Amazon package is getting delivered, sending a text message from a Verizon customer support service line coming from Amazon saying, hey, your package is being rerouted, you need to log into the site to get it delivered again, is something that an attacker can use. So those are things that attackers can leverage is urgency, how you actually operate, and all that information that you post online are things that we can use as attacks. And last but not least, personal information. That's one of the biggest things that attackers can leverage to get access to your data. Things like social security numbers, your credit card numbers. A person is not going to call you on the phone from a banking service and ask you for that type of information. So whenever you get a call that's too good to be true, or a call that is a fraud services line, call them back. Look at the number on the website themselves and call it back. Because a lot of times attackers will impersonate financial services. They'll impersonate different organizations to try to get your personal information and use that to be able to make fraudulent charges. So when it comes to that, your phone, verify first. Go to their site, call the site itself from there, and then call to an actual person that's actually at that institute itself.
All right, so that was just a few points and insights on how to protect yourself from an expert or from a former hacker. Let me just reshare my PowerPoints again so we can proceed with our training. For bandwidth purposes, I just had to switch off my video because my internet was a bit slow. So the avatar helps with the saving bandwidth. Right. So there is one more video now that we will play, which is the worst case scenario. This is a lady from, I think, from Nigeria who had an experience, or this was an experiment, or let me say a skit, just giving you the type of incidences that are out there and that can happen also to you. Again, I will need to reshare my screen because when I do play from the PowerPoint, there is no sound. Hence why I have to reshare and share my screen again. So please bear with me on that.
My name is Ebonluwa Durusimi. Today was one of the worst days of my life. Growing up as an orphan, I had no one. Life was tough. But I struggled through it until I landed a good job. I worked really hard. And finally, my boss trusted me to handle one of our biggest clients. The day came. The clients were all seated. I was ready. But something happened. I opened my laptop and I couldn't find any of my files.
Ebonluwa, what's going on? Can we get started, please?
It was like a bad dream. Everyone was staring at me like I was incompetent. It was terrible. I got fired on the spot. Back to square one. So painful. As if that wasn't bad enough. Debit alert. Debt alert. Like a mad woman, I ran to my bank. Someone had just cleared my account. On my life savings. God. Years and years of hard work for nothing. It's not fair. It's not fair. I worked hard, really hard all these years, only for a lazy and greedy person to take it all in a day. It's not fair. It's not fair.
The effect of a single successful cyber attack destroys lives. To protect yourself against cybercrime, use strong and unique passwords. Update software on your devices regularly. Keep your personal information locked down, especially on social media. Do not give out your passwords or PINs. Beware of opening unfamiliar emails.
Okay, so that was just an incident that happened to that lady, and what we picked up from there is how you should not share your passwords with people that you do not know, or with anyone for that matter. Create strong passwords, and always be sure of the link that you're clicking on before clicking on it. Let me just go back again to my slide. Vanessa, Ephraim's hand has been up for quite some time. Is he okay?
I think he's okay. I've actually asked in the chat box, so I'm going to help Ephraim by putting, oh no, I think he's
He put it down himself.
himself, yes.
All right. Okay, for those of you joining us now only, we will be sharing the recording of everything that you might have missed. We'll be sharing it with everybody. So on the video that we just watched, when you have experienced such an incident or any other incidents, do not panic. Know your law enough to know your rights. The first thing you should do is alert the authorities and the platforms. For example, if you've been hacked on Facebook, alert Twitter. That's the very first thing you can do. And then also alert the authorities, especially if you have lost money. Alert the authorities and call the bank immediately. Do not panic. I see there's a poll that Vanessa has put up on the screen again. If you have been a victim, if you or someone you know have been a victim of cybercrime, Vanessa, that's all I'm getting here. Or have you or anyone you know been a victim of cybercrime? Yes or no? So just partake in those polls as Vanessa is putting them up. And as I was saying, alert the authorities, understand the gap in your security and close it. Not all free protection is real protection. There's no such thing as free. You need to be very cautious when it says free update, free software update. Read the terms and conditions of when you are logging onto platforms or when you're signing up for platforms. Have your accounts or your social media platform frozen or the bank frozen until the matter is resolved. Change your password immediately. If not, enable MFA. MFA is multi-factor authentication. You can find it on your Apple Store or your Google Store. And then share your experiences. Security is a collective responsibility. So this is war. Arm yourself enough to defend yourself. Follow the security.
I'm just checking. Maybe people can just tell us in the chat box. I'm only seeing Grace's first slide. I don't see where she is now. If anybody else is having the same, but if not, then it's fine and it's just me. Slide 9. Okay, then it's just me. Please proceed, Grace.
All right. Yes, as I was saying, follow the security giants on social media, which is MICT and Salt Essential IT.
Okay.
If you have
Sorry, Grace, I apologize, but it seems it's not just me. If you could kindly just share and reshare it.
Reshare.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, team, we really are having very bad internet today. We will be sharing everything after the session that you could have missed.
I'm just resharing again. Screen is blank. Absalom says screen is blank. I'm gonna reshare my PowerPoint again, just to be sure if everybody can see. Can everybody see now the slides that I'm on? I too cannot see. Can everybody see now? I see thumbs up. I see thumbs up. I'm on slide 9 now, Ephraim. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, I think we can proceed, Vanessa. My apologies for those ones who cannot see my slides. We will reshare the recording with everyone. In case you have missed something, you can go review the recording and see what it is you have missed. I do apologize for that. All right.
Okay, Grace, now even I can see. What I want to recommend to everyone who's having an issue, what helped me now is just leave the call and join again. many times that sorts out the issue.
And I'll just wait for a minute until people can leave and rejoin. We're seeing the first slide only.
So we'll admit everybody again. And like we said, we're going to share everything afterwards. So I think, Grace, you can go on. I'll admit everybody.
All right. So now in our next slide, we'll be looking at a video. I think one of our last videos, or our last video, we'll be looking into extortion and blackmail. What can be considered cyber extortion? What can be considered what is a ransomware? And what are cyber blackmails? How do people blackmail people on online? How to spot them and what to do. So I'll just play that video now. Vanessa, can you hear my sound?
Cyber extortion and cyber
Yeah, it's just a bit soft, but I can hear.
I've put it on the maximum volume.
Crimes can cost a lot more than the initial payment. They also cost time, productivity, and reputation. In this video, we'll go over some common examples of cybercrime
We can hear.
to prevent them. Examples of ransomware. The first ransomware appeared in 1989. Hackers mailed floppy disks to unsuspecting victims who inadvertently installed the malware on their computers. To get the key, the victim had to mail either $189 or $378 to Panama. Today's cybercriminals operate a similar racket, but with greater technical prowess. The WannaCry ransomware attack in 2017, which was linked to the North Korean government, infected about 200,000 computers in 150 countries. Bad Rabbit was ransomware that affected European and Russian users. Unlike WannaCry, which spread randomly, Bad Rabbit targeted its victims, which included the Odessa airport and Kiev's mass transit system. Cyber extortion. Extortion means demanding a good, service, or payment to prevent violence or destruction of property. Some cybercriminals get ahead of the competition by demanding money before they hurt you. Much like the mobsters of yore who wanted payment for security services, these cyber extortionists basically tell you to pay them or they will lock up your system. For instance, a hacker may send malicious traffic using a bot, overwhelm the site with more requests than it can handle, or simply shut it down. Cyber blackmail. Blackmailers employ the psychology of fear and shame to motivate victims. In these cases, the cybercriminal will claim that he's been inside your computer, snapped screenshots of embarrassing photos or searches, and recorded sketchy video using your camera. He will threaten to send the screenshots and pics to everyone in your address book, or post them on social media unless you pay up. It's basically cyber blackmail. It's a particularly insidious kind of crime. In fact, some hackers are even targeting children. Cyber blackmail doesn't only affect individuals, but it also harms companies. Hackers claim they have stolen sensitive data from a company's storage and threaten to expose it unless paid off. Many times, the hacker has no evidence at all and is simply bluffing. Next steps. One way to assess the credibility of an extortion scheme or blackmail threat is at Have I Been Pwned? This site lets you see what breaches your email address has been associated with, so you can determine if the password that is supposedly compromised and used for the cyber extortion or blackmail is simply from a previous breach, or if the hacker really has broken into your system. In no case should you pay off a cyber criminal even if you think they have something on you. A qualified cybersecurity services provider can help you determine the appropriate response and also protect you against future ransomware. Cyber blackmailers almost never have the goods on you they say they have, and extortionists are probably no match for your cybersecurity service provider or internal cybersecurity squad. Report cybercriminals to the FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center. Penetration testing. At Alpine Security, our penetration testing services and training.
But I think that's just marketing, Grace. You can cut it there.
Yes. I'm just busy admitting people. All right. So that was just a quick insight on what is considered cyber extortion, what is ransomware, and what is considered as a blackmail, and also how this is also affecting not only adults but children as well. Hence why we've heard cases of kids committing suicide is usually because of cyber blackmail, whereby cyber criminals use either the kids' personal information or the nudes maybe that they might have shared or whatever the case, and blackmail them into giving in Okay, can you see my slide, Vanessa? Maybe you can give me
Nope,
a heads
not
up.
yet. Not yet. We're really having a terrible, terrible internet day. We do sincerely apologize for this.
Yes.
We will make it up to you in the next sessions, but bear with us for today. Okay, I can now see, Grace.
The first slide or
The first slide I
10th.
see. Not yet the 10th. I'm still stuck at the first. There we go. Now I'm at the 10th. I hope everybody else can also see. If not, pop us in the chat or just leave and join again. We'll admit again.
Okay. So here in this slide, we're looking into multi-factor authentication. The reason why we kind of repeat this information is so it's stuck into the back of your mind how it is very important to have this stuff implemented on your devices. Multi-factor authentication is a verification app which verifies whether it really is you when you're logging onto your platforms from especially from an unfamiliar device. You can get it on your Google Play Store or Apple Store. In this next slide, we're looking into a quick activity. Vanessa, maybe we can allow mics now because we're almost towards the end of our session.
Sure. Give me 1 minute and then I'm going to allow.
All right, while we wait for Vanessa
Read
to
so
allow.
long. Yeah.
All right, while we wait for Vanessa to allow your mics, this is a quick activity for everyone. And one of your friends, John's Facebook account was hacked and was then used to send messenger messages to his contacts, requesting money to be e-walleted to him, and he was stuck at a petrol station and his bank card was stolen. One of the people that got the message called him as they noticed the mobile number provided for the e-wallet was not the same one on their contact list. What do you advise John to do next? Anyone? You can write on the chat, you can switch on your mic. What do you advise John to do next? And the other question is, what could John have done to avoid being hacked? Bear in mind that these are some of the questions that we will be asking in the test. How would you respond if you were John? How would you respond, and what tools would you use?
Maybe just use the chat so long because I'm just busy still enabling the mics.
Okay.
There is some in the chat, Grace.
All right. He should have changed his password. Yes. John should contact the authorities. Yes. John can call the bank. Yes. No. No, I mean, none of his money was stolen. This is a story that was fabricated to his friends as to his money or his thingy was stolen or his account was hacked and he wants money to be e-walleted to him. So it's not really that money that was stolen from him. He's asking people to send him money. Contact the authorities, use MFA, and use a complex password. Yes, John should not panic and have his accounts on social media frozen. Have multi-factor authentication. Yes. No need to call the banks. Yes. He can stop the card at the nearest ATM. Create a stronger password. Yes. Thank you very much for taking part. Thank you. Set up two-factor authentication and change password. John should contact Facebook and then write a status update notifying his contacts that his account. Yes, that's also a good one. It may be on WhatsApp or on another platform that a lot of people are also connected with him. He can alert them. Yes, create a strong password. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Everybody has good answers. He should put on a broadcast status that he's been hacked. Yes. Yes. And what could he have done to avoid? He could have created a strong password. He could have set up two-factor authentication. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking part in that activity. Right. In this next slide, we're almost nearing to the end of our session. In this next slide, we just want to encourage you to to go on our social media platforms and be alerted in case there is more free sessions. We do have another 7-week sessions that we have. Another week session will be next week Friday and so forth, every Friday until the 8th week, which will be in November, if I'm not mistaken, November the 16th. Vanessa, maybe you can confirm that. I'm not quite certain.
Yeah, we've got 7. No, we've got there
7
were
more
8 in
sessions.
total. We've done 3, so we've got 5 more left
Five.
for this year, and then we will also redo them again next year.
Yes.
So yeah.
So this is how you can also be more alert, more equipped with more information is by attending this public session. So let this not be your last session. Next week, join us again. So we help you be aware of what are the incidences that are out there and how you can protect yourself when surfing the internet.
And then maybe just to jump in here, Grace, the reason why my LinkedIn is up there is I do regular LinkedIn learning, cybersecurity awareness training. And then because we SALT as a license, I can make it available to anyone free of charge. So I usually do my training at 5 in the morning, nice and early, and then I share it. And then if you are following me, then you will get access to that training for free. So
Yes.
that's another source of training that we want to give you. And
Sorry,
yes,
continue.
no, please
Sorry.
go ahead.
Yes, or you can go on Salt Essential IT's LinkedIn page. We also post we post in advance the registration link, so you can register. Yes, every session you have to register. And every session that we have completed, we do upload on YouTube. These are the questions that are being asked on the chats, Vanessa.
Yes.
Yes. So I can also, maybe Vanessa, you can help me with that. We can paste the link for the next session,
Yeah, I
registration
can
link.
do it. Yeah, I'll do it in the chat. We can do it right now. I can get a link for the next session. And my apologies. We're having really a bad public session today, but I can't even manage to unmute the team. So I do apologize for that. Please use the chat. I'm still trying to unmute everyone. But I'm going to post also in the chat the link for next week's session. We'll post there. And there's also I've posted where you can find the recordings on our website and also register. But like Grace said, if you do follow us on social media, then you should be you will get access to all this information.
Yes. There's also a question there from Mrs. Kuvaova or
today,
Miss Kuvaova.
At least
Yeah,
before I knock off.
because of the many people that are registering, we
All right. Thank you so much, dear.
can't quite get.
Okay, bye.
Sorry, Grace, I unmuted you because I muted everyone. Please go unmute yourself.
Sorry. Thank you, Vanessa.
Some people have.
There is a message here by Miss Kuvaova. No, because of the many people that register, it's kind of hard to get to everybody's email. So we do post the links on our social media platforms. You can register there through our social media platforms. Yes. Vanessa now has also posted the registration link for the next week's session. You can also click on it and register right away. All right.
Ephraim's hand is up. Finally, Ephraim, is it a new hand?
Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Ephraim.
Yes, I just want to ask about the time slot now. How about us who will be at work at that time? Maybe perhaps if you can structure it whereby everyone is.
It's 2020.
Sorry, Ephraim, there was just somebody that was on talking.
No, okay.
If you have, okay, because of how we structured them, it was actually convenient for people to join even while being in the offices. That's why we put 11 to 12. But if you feel that you are too busy occupied at work, you can also review the recordings. We have them on our YouTube channel. That's also an option.
Okay, will that one count like I have attended the session? Because I want to get that
that batch.
that said it.
Yes, it will
Yes.
That also means that I have attended all the 8 sessions.
It will count because at the end of the day, we are having tests for each session. So if you really have watched all our videos, it will show on your test. So it will count.
So the test can be written anytime, even not after now. After this video, I can leave it, then write it later.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Before,
link for the
especially
test.
before the next session, you
Yeah.
should be
Okay,
answering
yeah.
the
But the link for the test?
Vanessa will put it up now.
All right. Oh. Thank you.
Do you not have it if you go to the next slide, Grace? Before you must have the WhatsApp. So maybe we must just tell them about the WhatsApp bot as well.
Yes. Let me just copy the link quickly.
Yes,
No,
please.
do you
Please
not have
do
the
it for
QR
us.
code? Oops.
I do, but that's not actually my next slide. My next
Oh,
slide is
okay.
just to
Okay.
end off before we proceed to
Okay.
the
Okay. So we're jumping the gun. We are jumping the gun with Grace's presentation. Ephraim, everybody, let's be patient. Let Grace finish, and we're going to get to the test and everything else.
Yes. All right. So just a recap or a close off on today's session. Have a backup plan. Know your law. Alert the authorities. In case of emergency, be cool as ice. Understand the gap in your security and close it. Share your experience with others or the public to alert others of what's out there and how they can protect themselves from cybercrime. So in this session here, we have launched our iSecureBot. So this is a WhatsApp bot whereby if you just scan that QR code now that's on your screen, it will take you to WhatsApp and you can ask the bot any questions that you might have with regards to cybersecurity, and it will respond. I don't know how long it takes for the response, but it will respond to you promptly, I hope. Vanessa?
Yes, yes. So what it does is there's actually multiple ways for you to engage with it. There will be a menu, and on that menu, we've created a lot of material, cybersecurity awareness material. So how to protect your business, what is a strong password. So if you click on the basics of cybersecurity or what is phishing, then it will actually give you a downloadable printable PDF. If you want to ask it a specific question, you can. So you can ask it, what do I do if my Facebook account got hacked? It will answer you. You can type it, but you can also leave it a voice note. So you don't have to, you can leave it a voice note. And unfortunately, not yet in our local languages, but you can even ask it in German. It will answer you in German. Hopefully
In
the local
Afrikaans.
languages are coming. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, Vanessa, for that. So if you want to scan, please scan now on your screen. Can those that joined today also attempt the previous test, Vanessa? Maybe you can.
Yes, definitely. So that's why we put the recordings there on that URL I shared, so you can go review the recording and do the previous tests. Do you want me to share the links to the previous test in the chat box? I think so, ne?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. I hope everybody has scanned this iSecureBot. It's a very, very beautiful tool at your convenience. Any questions that you might have for that bot, please do scan and ask it. It will respond. And then this next slide is now then for the test. This is a QR code for the test. Yes, there is the QR code for the test. I'm also going to paste the link to the test.
Grace, just put in that you're putting session 3's test. I'm putting session 1 test link. And then I'll put
so
session
this is
2
session 3 test is in the link. Is in the chat box. You can also scan on your screen right now the QR code for the test, and it will take you directly there so you can answer the test. All right. While we are on that, are there any questions, any concerns, any inquiries that you might have for me and Vanessa?
Morning,
Are there
everyone.
any questions? Yes.
Okay, I just want to quickly ask, you guys did share the test for some of us that just joined today. I see Vanessa shared the test. Thanks for that. Test 1 and 2. Are the sessions also shared in this chat for those tests?
I'll put the link to where you can get the recordings of the previous 2 sessions.
Okay.
I'll put also in the chat, and then you can also just keep an eye out on if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're putting all the recordings, and also on our YouTube channel we put tips, more tips. So I'll put the YouTube channel also for you there. You will always find the recordings there, and as well as more cybersecurity tips.
All right, thanks for that. Just another question on the bot. It's actually a very cool tool. Can one then share this with fellow colleagues or anyone else internally, or should you be like registered for the session and only?
Of course, you can share with your colleagues. It's for public.
Okay, okay. Yes. And then you can talk to the bot and you can ask him anything regarding cybersecurity. Then he gets back to you with the info that he has.
Yes.
Awesome. That's good. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you. Yes, Matthias? Your hand is up.
I'm just putting my camera off, Grace, because I can feel when the camera is on, then the internet is going haywire again. So, but we had a hand up.
Yeah, Matthias. Matthias. Hello, Matthias.
Maybe use the chat box if you're having struggles. Also, I think just prudent to mention that we will send an email after this, just maybe with the link to the recording, just for those who can't or have not been able to engage with us on this call due to internet or device problems. So I think we can just, the part of the test, there is a little feedback form. So you can leave us your email address there. If you want to engage with us afterwards, if anything wasn't clear or you need further guidance, and remember, we also do this training with MICT, we do as free. So you can invite us as your business or organization. You can reach out to us. So use the feedback form that's part of the test to tell us what you want us to engage with you on. If you want a free session for your organization or business, you can also reach out to us on that. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. We have 4 more minutes to our call. Are there any more questions? Yes, Miss Helia.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you so much for a great session. I wanted to ask if you guys are able to share with us maybe your email address, because you mentioned if you wanted to have a session with our organization or something like that. Because I work for Payments Association of Namibia, and we have campaigns related to fraud awareness, but like in the Namibian payment system. I think we had once a meeting last year where we were supposed to engage MICT for a collaboration, but due I think to financial constraint, we never really go ahead with it. But I feel like being in this session, I see there's a lot of similarity that the payment system and also just the cybersecurity in general can actually like get together. So yeah, I'm just asking for an email address so that I can or contact details so that we can see how we can work together.
Yes, definitely. So you can, I'll put it now here, where just as a first point of contact, you can reach out to marketing@salt.na. So just for everybody, in marketing@salt.na. If you want to reach us via email, I'm having problems posting onto the chat. Otherwise, I would have put it there for you as well. But please, you can also visit our website. Maybe I can just quickly show, because we have multiple ways that you can actually contact us. if all else failing today, and really we do apologize for the horrible, horrible internet experience. I think we broke it a little bit, but let me try to share so I can show you.
Yeah,
And then
I've also shared on the chat the
okay.
marketinginsult.na and our website.
Okay, you can just go there. You'll see on the very right-hand side of the website, there is a contact button. So on the contact button, you can reach out. There's a way you can just contact us form that you can fill in, or alternatively, you can just use the marketing@salt.na for anything else, or you can just use the feedback form that's part of the test as well.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Julia, I think we can take one more hand before we need to close for the day. Julia?
Sorry?
I see there's a hand from Hilja, or am I seeing wrong?
No, it was Lilia who just spoke now.
Yeah, it's an old hand, sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, I think if there's no more questions, no more inquiries, we can call it a day. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. It was a pleasure conducting today's session. Thank you for partaking, those who have taken part in the activities and the questions. We will see you again next week. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Vanessa, for always supporting. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We will end the call now.